Hey guys, welcome to Farm Charm Chic. I'm Emily. Today's episode is all about Valentine DIY. Valentine's is right around the corner, and sometimes when you take your Christmas decor down, you just want to put up something a little bit cheery in your house. I don't go too overboard for Valentine's, so these will all be very simple DIYs for you. This is part of a playlist, so watch for information on that. But if you like crafting, DIYs, dupes, hacks, thrift flips, or just creating in general, I would love if you would consider subscribing. If you do like any projects, remember to hit that thumbs up button, but let's go make some DIYs. This is a super cute project. I love how this turns out. I hope you guys like this one too. So this is just a little banner that I got at Dollar Tree, and you can see that I had ripped some hearts off to use for other projects. I love buying those and piecing them out and using the hearts for different projects. So I'm just using 2 of them. You can do as many or 1 or however you want. And I'm just taking some craft paper. I just traced around the hearts. I'm going to cover up the side with the design on it that you can see there with the glitter and everything. Rather than trying to peel off the paper, I don't have much success with that. So that's up to you what technique you like to use. I just wanted to have a nice clean color to the back of these, and without having that texture or having to paint like 7 or 8 different coats of paint to cover this up. So I'm just using my Elmer's school glue. I love this stuff. It works really good for bonding paper and your craft projects together. The trick is using this brayer here to make sure that you get a really good bond. Now for the edge of these, you can cut around it like I just showed, but to get the crispest edge, I take my fingernail file and I go through with a downward motion on these, and you can see how it looks like that paper was meant to go there. It gives it the finest finish, and you can see from the other side how crisp and neat that line looks. So I definitely would not skip that step. Now I take my file and I just sand the paint, or the side that I'm going to paint on, to give it a nice flat finish, make sure that everything is nice and even. And I do 1 in a red color and 1 in a pink color. Of course you can choose the colors that you would like, but I thought that would be quite fun. And I have these little wooden cut stickers from Dollar Tree. This one says "Kiss Me," and I'm just using a acrylic paint marker to get all of the detail work in there. That way I don't have any like spilling of paint over the edges. That is such a fine little detailed area. And so these work great. I just picked these up at Walmart, but you can get some on Amazon, Hobby Lobby, anywhere that they would sell acrylic paint. They will most likely have some acrylic paint markers. And then I just had this cute little Cupid one that came with it, and then the little arrow I thought would be cute for the other one. Now I put a little bit of super glue on this plate, and I kind of zhuzhed that little wood Kiss Me around to get the glue all over the back of it so it wouldn't seep out all over. I like to do that method to glue these little laser cut pieces down. I feel like it gives a good hold and you don't get a lot of like overspill from the glue. And then I love to sand things and distress things, so I do go around all of the edges of those to give them a really good sanding. Now I am taking what is called a crocodile. If you guys have never seen one of these before, it is a fantastic tool for crafting. I can link one down in my description box. I use it mostly for this little punch hole that is on it. There's 2 different sizes that will make holes and cut through these little Dollar Tree like pieces really well. And I'm taking some fencing wire. This just came from my local farm store. We use this when we do like our barbed wire fences or have to wire panels together or something, but it's pliable enough to use. I just cut a piece and stuck it through those holes and used my pliers to kind of twist it around to give it that little curly look of the wire. I just thought this was really fun, really farmhouse, kind of a rustic look to it, and I really do like how this turns out. So you can see I feed that through, and I just take my pliers and I just turn it around a couple of times. You can do a gauge of wire that's a little bit more pliable than this one. This one was pretty pliable, but still a little bit harder than maybe what you would want. And again, this was just stuff I picked up from our farm to use, so you can definitely use twine or whatever you would like. I just really loved the rustic look that it gave, and I tried to decide if I wanted to put like a twine bow on there. I ultimately decided not to, but you can see how that would look or soften it. But you guys, I think these just turn out so cute. They'll be so cute to hang from like a little doorknob or just have displayed in my home. I think it's a very cute little Valentine, and I love the way that these turned out. What do you guys think of these? Is this something you would try? I am so excited about today's video because it is part of a Valentine playlist. All you have to do is look down in my description box or pinned at the top of my comments. There will be a link there, and all you have to do is click on that and it will take you right over to the playlist and start playing it. There is going to be so many wonderfully talented creators that have made Valentine DIYs for you. So whether you're crafting today or you're just wanting to take a break and watch some fun craft videos, get some inspiration, this is perfect because all you have to do is click on that link and you can go ahead and get all of the Valentine inspiration that you need. need. Now let's get right back into the DIYs. This is a really simple makeover. I found this at Dollar Tree. It's this cute little like puzzle heart home decor sign. It is very cute the way that it is. It's very neutral. I did want to make it more traditional Valentine colors. Now you can see on that little heart there, I'm going to flip it around because that little 3D lasered part on there, you can see glue all behind it. It was really very not pretty, and when I started to try to remove it, it just broke into tons of little pieces because I thought, oh, if I could get it off in one piece, I would paint it and have it be really cute. So if you get this and you're able to slide that off in one piece, maybe you could even paint that for a little more decoration or more embellishment on it. But I did just have to scrape it off, and then I did just sand it down so it was really nice and smooth. But I still end up putting that portion to the back. Now I did try to sand off the words that were on here because I just want this a traditional red and white for Valentine's. So I just took some red chalk paint and just painted all of the edges of this first heart here. I made sure to get all of the sides, the back, everywhere that could possibly be seen with the red paint, and just made sure to give it a really good coat. It took 2 to cover everything. And then I just took some white chalk paint and I covered up where all of that sanding I did on this little heart was. And then I also flipped it over and painted the other side, which will now become the front. So now that I am done with painting, I did just go ahead and take my little sander here. This is just a fingernail file, and I decided to rough it up, give it a nice little aged look. Of course, this would be completely optional, but you guys know that I love to distress everything, and so I just went around all the edges. I just thought it looked really cute and gave it kind of a little personal touch. I like that a little bit more, where it looks like it's been around for a little bit of time, and just all of the edges I sanded really good and then just fit this together. Now you could embellish this any way that you would like to, put any words on it. It might be cute to put B on the red heart and mine on the white heart, but I did just like the simplicity with no words on this, and I thought it was just a really cute makeover to make it look more Valentine's. What do you guys think of this? At Dollar Tree, I found these cute little laser cut wood love sign, and I also picked this little sign up from Hobby Lobby. This came from last year's spring line. I picked it up when it was 90% off, so I paid like 99 cents for it. So even cheaper than Dollar Tree is now. So definitely always check those clearance sections at Hobby Lobby. If you don't love what the sign says, that's even better because then you won't feel bad about covering it up. So I did just take one of my acrylic marker pens or acrylic paint pens, and I just colored the love sign. I found that those markers are the best way to color small areas like that and get some good coverage to it rather than using a detailed paintbrush, especially if you have not the best hand like I do for detail work. And I just found some scrapbook paper. This paper came from JoAnns, and it has a bunch of different words on it that are all like words you would find on the conversation heart. So it is in their Valentine section. So I thought it would be perfect to put with this. I didn't love the color of the frame that was on here. It was a little light for how my decor is. So I took some antiquing wax and just went around the edges on all sides of this little frame here to give it a little bit more of a darker look, which matches my decor. You could easily paint the frame. You could paint over the design portion of the sign if you didn't love the scrapbook paper look to it. But I'm just using my good old trusty Elmer's purple school glue stick here. I love this stuff for crafting. I have much more success with this than I do Mod Podge when I'm working with scrapbook paper, and so you'll see me use this all of the time. No, and I have never had a problem with it peeling back as long as I'm using this particular type of glue. Now I'm just going around all of the edges, making sure I am being very liberal on those edges and the corners so my scrapbook paper can stick down. As you can see, I take my time going around all of those, and then I will go through the whole middle and get all of that glue, and I'm pushing pretty hard. You can see how that glue goes down. Now this glue does dry clear, so if you get any on the edges or anything, you're not going to see like purple goop or anything like that. I take my scrapbook paper and I go around the edge and the corners of that to give it a little extra security. I just want to make sure all of those edges stay down. So I just line that up to the edges there. You can see how I am doing that here, and then I will go around all of the edges with my fingers to make sure that they have a good seal. And then the trick to doing this is using a brayer or a Mod Podge roller. I'll leave a link to this down in my description box. You can pick them up at any craft store that carries, this is the Mod Podge brand, and you just roll that on to give a very firm bond between the paper, the glue, and the surface. And then I'm just using the glue on the back of this little laser cut word just for the instant hold. I don't anticipate that would be sufficient to hold the words down. So I'm just using that instead of hot glue so I get a more seamless look. And then I'm just using some super glue. This is the DAP brand that you pick up at the hardware store. Gorilla Glue, super glue from Dollar Tree would work, any type of glue. And all I do is I just eyeball this to lay it down, and I just gently push on it. And I absolutely love the contrast with all of these different words describing love, and then love having being the accent word on there, like love conquers all. I think this is perfect for Valentine's. I think if you had like a shabby chic theme, like a pink theme in your room, this is something you could even leave out all the time. I love how this one turns out. No pun intended there. What do you guys think of this one? Do you guys like it at all? The other day I was at a little boutique store and I saw this darling little metal heart garland or banner for Valentine's, and I thought it was darling, but I immediately thought of this plastic tile that looks like pressed tin from Dollar Tree and thought, I'm going to try and recreate this. So I'm just going off of memory of what this looked like, but I love how it turns out. So this is just found at Dollar Tree, and I'm painting it white. It comes in several different colors. I wish Dollar Tree would honestly just make it in just plain white. It would make my life a lot easier, but I did a couple coats of paint on there. It doesn't have to be perfect because I am going to kind of age it a little bit. So I'm just taking on the back one of these little heart shapes, and I'm just using that to trace. I end up tracing 9 hearts in total, and then you just use your scissors to cut this out. It is so thin and it cuts so easily with scissors. So you can see I love how all of the different hearts have a little bit of a different of the pressed tin design look to them. And they all turned out so cute, and they were so easy to cut out. Now I'm using this brushed metal right here. You could use a copper color, you could use a gold color, I'm using this silver here, and I'm just going to dry brush over these to kind of look like maybe these were painted white at one time and that tin is kind of roughed off, showing through, like it's rubbed off the paint and that tin is showing through. So that is the look that I'm going for. So whatever method you want to use for distressing, if at all, that's up to you. Some elephant or gray chalk paint would work well if you don't want to go out and buy any metal paint. It just kind of has a little bit of a shimmer or a shine to it, and so I kind of like how that looks, and you can see how it does just bring that design out and make it pop a little bit more. So it just depends on if that's the look you're going for. The one that I saw was very heavily distressed. Again, it was actual metal, and so it really was distressed on there. And so I just thought that this would be a good way to achieve that. And I go around the edges quite heavily, as you can see here, of each of them, like where the metal was cut, that it would have that natural distressing there where that paint would be starting to peel back on that. So I just go around each of the 9 hearts and do that exact thing. Now you can do as many hearts or as little hearts if you only have one sheet of this. I mean, you can do it however you like. These would even make darling ornaments for Christmas. So I'm just taking some red twine and I glue that on the back of them so I can thread my twine through to hang these. But I end up doing a little bit of a shorter, I don't show it, but I end up shortening the little hook on the back so they hang a little bit more facing forward. And so you could even tie these like onto a beaded garland, would be so cute, I think. And I'm just taking some thicker, almost like not quite as thick as nautical rope, but thicker twine that I bought at Walmart here, like a really thin rope or very thick twine. I hope you can kind of see that there. And on the edge, I'm just looping it over, and then I will just pull it through. You can see just to tie a knot there. That's how I'm going to hang my banner here. I have a mirror in my house that I have a couple of command strips on either side that I will hook this onto to hang it on. And I put just a little dab of hot glue there just to kind of solidify that knot, so it's not going to pull through. I don't think it would anyway, but it's just a little extra protection there. And then I thread all of these on. You can kind of see how cute they look, and I just think this is going to be absolutely darling. So it just spacing them out, you can space them out as far as you want. I wanted them rather close together, that's why I did 9 of them. And they're very easy to thread on there. But this is when I also decided I needed to shorten the loop. So again, I did go back and shorten that loop, but look at how absolutely darling this is. I think this looks so high end. It truly looks like these are made of metal. I think that it's going to be absolutely cute for Valentine's Day, and something that is kind of a neutral Valentine's, but yet still brings that feel. I would love to know your thoughts on this. If you guys worked with this tile before from Dollar Tree, if not, pick some up because the possibilities are endless with this stuff. I hope this gave you all of the Valentine inspiration that you needed. If not, there is a playlist link down in my description box or pinned in my comments, so make sure you check that out and see all of the wonderful Valentine DIYs the other creators have made for you. Did you have a favorite from today's project or learn something new? I would love to know down in the comments. Also, do you guys want to keep seeing Valentines? I don't know sometimes if people decorate a lot for Valentines, or if you want the Valentine DIYs to keep coming up until February, or if you're kind of done and you would like to see some everyday projects. So let me know down in the comments if there's something, if you want to keep seeing Valentines, or if you would like to move on to something different, because I want to keep making content that you guys want to keep watching. Thank you so much to Sammy from Unicorn Dust Design. She put this whole playlist together. She's absolutely amazing. So when you do see her video, make sure you stop and tell her hi, because she is such a wonderful creator and I just love her. You guys, thank you so much for watching today. I'll see you next time. Happy crafting. If you like the video that you just saw and you want to keep crafting together, here's another video that you might enjoy. And as always, remember to like and subscribe. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you next time.